have any petitions, public comments, or community events that anyone would like to mention? Yes, Barb.
Hi. In order to help our community, the
Could you please
Rosendale.
stand up and say who you are?
I'm Barbara Pambino, and the Rosendale Theater is having a gala ball, and this is how they pay for their fuel and anything else they need over the winter. And we'd love if you could come. There's still dinner seats, and they're also dancing, which is later in the evening. So if you can, this Saturday, if you really want to come out and feel good and be with your community, please come out. Thank you.
It's a really fun event.
What's the date again?
November 12th.
November?
It starts at 6, and it ends, who knows?
Midnight.
And if you don't come for dinner, you can actually come
Yes, if you
later and
can't
pay
come
less
for
money
dinner,
just to
it's
dance.
less if you come to dance and drink and eat dessert.
Anyone else?
What if you eat but don't dance?
You can do
Gotta
that
pay
too.
extra.
You can do that too.
Should be the next page there.
Oh, there it is.
You can stand on the sidelines and twitch, that's kind of what I do.
Yes, Ken.
I just want to remind everybody that this Saturday is the Boy Scouts food drive throughout town. We're bringing the food to the food pantry on Saturday. We'll be having an open house, so everybody who wants to stop by and drop some stuff off for them. And see the hot dogs and stick snacks, we'll be welcome to see.
What's the time for that?
That's going to be from 9 until about 1 o'clock.
And that's where the Boy Scouts are dropping bags off to
They dropped
people?
them last week. We'll be picking them up this Saturday.
Great.
Great, thanks, Ken.
So you could leave out the bag you received, or you could bring it down to the
Absolutely, sure. Yeah.
Also, Pickle Fest,
Thank
don't
you.
forget this it's Sunday.
The 20th.
Yeah, okay.
So a week from Sunday.
At the rec center. For pickle presents.
It'll be a week.
I'm waiting for comment.
So we have the minutes of last month's meeting. Can one of you guys make the motion for the October 5th meeting?
So I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes of the October 5th, 2016 meeting.
I'll second that.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Krasowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Abstain. Make a motion to approve the October 12th meeting?
I'll second.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Krasowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. Councilman Krasowski, would you start with the committee reports, please?
Sure. The Rosendale Committee, the Environmental Commission, report includes that they met with the Highway Superintendent and representatives from, I believe it was the DEC for the Trees for Tributaries program. They did a walkthrough at the rec center stream. They addressed, there were some concerns. I think all were addressed, but the outstanding ones included looking for volunteers to help with planting and watering of the trees, establishing them at the outset, as well as further assistance with outreach and education surrounding them. So the Trees for Tribs program is bank stabilization, and in this case it would be just, it's useful, we could use it, and it's a very public place that they'd be installing them, so looking to maximize the educational potential of
Do
putting
you
them in.
know how many trees it is?
I wasn't at the meeting, and that wasn't in the minutes, but I can ask for next month.
Maybe volunteers, other volunteers.
And what was the highway department's gonna help plant them, or what was their?
They were, well, it's through the highway department, they do mowing and things, so one of the concerns was, do we have to mow around them? And as I understood the minutes to read, They're saying basically where it's going to be planted, there's all sorts of underbrush, so it wouldn't be a concern.
I also think we should probably run it by Joe Mean, who is our advisor for stormwater, just to be sure that there's no interference with that.
Okay. MS4.
It actually helps with filtration.
Yeah, but there may be some setbacks or
Consideration,
whatever,
yeah.
that we want to look at.
I'll take that back to them. They also revisited the fact that they had prepared comments and concerns regarding Pilgrim Pipeline in the town, and to remind us that they've shared it with the town, and we know that our town has shared it with other affected communities as a model of something that your environmental commission could do to help you prepare to have your response ready. Jessica Berry presented the emissions report. As I read the minutes, it's a little unclear, the draft minutes. He said will provide.
That's totally completed.
Yes, it's completed.
Great.
I don't have a summary of the results, but we'll look after this month's meeting to be able to share that with the board.
Great.
And representatives from the commission attended a talk on Walkill River water quality on November 3rd, so that they can tell us more about the blue-green algae bloom that was affecting the river this past season. For the Roundup Municipal Center, this building, I got an update from our building manager. They're presently installing the outside cooler and freezer for the Roundup Valley Growers Association. And this
It's actually for the, it's for the food,
Thank you, Heather.
food
the food,
insecurities.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's for them. Just that the growers are a
I was
member of
gonna ask
that.
that.
They're a member of that.
Yeah. So that's in process. Is also receiving estimates to fix cracks in the parking lot before the winter freeze. Next week we'll be installing surge protection throughout the building. Also next week, installing an exterior light at the clerk's office entry.
Oh, great. Now you can see when I'm coming in that night.
They're in the process of reviewing standard plans, procedures for the nightly closing of the building, and finishing upgrades for communication with this Jace thing that we've been speaking about for 3 months, which essentially improves efficiency and economy of getting our contracted, our HVAC, right,
It's
HVAC
the
contractor
heating
to.
system and air quality.
Yeah. So the people we already have on contract to help keep the building warm or cool as necessary will be able to do it from their smartphones and things like that. It's better. That's the bottom line.
It also helps,
And it's almost finished.
it's also for the running of the program that makes it, that controls everything.
So,
And also, the cameras are getting close to being completed.
I'll follow up with it.
You know, they're just working on a few little things on the internet-based part of it, so,
Good.
but everything's been installed, we're just tweaking that a little bit,
These are inside.
inside and outside.
Throughout the building. Thank you.
And Perry now has the cameras, so they see everything. Not in the offices, in the rooms, but always on the outside.
Good. No, everybody's had that concern since we moved in. I'm recovering from pneumonia. I'm not contagious. I'm on day 7 of antibiotics, but I can't stop coughing. At the transfer station for October, after paying the Ulster County Resource Recovery Agency, rental, solid waste fee, recycling, toll charges, fuel surcharges. Actually, I need help. Yeah, I have 2 numbers here. I have 2 bottom lines. This has never happened before. Go with the circle there.
That is after expenses. This is his,
Oh, he's just adding up the
Yeah.
expenses. Okay. So, after expenses, the transfer station took in $2,839.96. Periodically, we receive the 5-cent refund information. We don't have that this month, but he's been doing that more quarterly.
yeah, this is what he's doesn't have the staffing to leave the place as well.
So this is all I have this month for my reports. I was unable to get to the court to review their books for October, but we'll report on October and November and December. Reports have looked great for the past 10 months or more, so anticipate more of the same.
Yay!
The Chamber of Commerce, I'm sure, would still accept volunteers for the Pickle Festival, and I look forward to reporting a great success next month on that. That's it.
So, Councilman Hughes?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Rosendale Water and Sewer Department and Commission, the piping work is all done on the Main Street water main upgrade. Now they're just capping the roadway, temporarily patching it for overwinter. And then the roadway and the sidewalks, all the cuts that were were capped with a really shallow bed of asphalt while the work was being done. Now the piping is all done, tested online. They are making clean cuts and doing a thicker patch that can withstand the winter. And then that whole roadway will be milled and filled, as they say, a new surface in the spring at the right time. At that time, the linear storm grates along the edge of the road where it meets the curb, they'll be installed as well. Same with the sidewalk patches. They've been temporarily capped over with asphalt now, just to make it through the winter. And that's about that. There was no October
I've got a question.
commission meeting.
The east end of Main Street is noticeably bumpier than the west end. Is the west end the way we're going to end up, or where are we?
They're gonna
Yeah, the cap's not done yet.
They're gonna.
But we started at the west?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, they started all the way at that end. It was
Yeah.
the other day.
So if
They've
you're
been
down near
making-
Stewart's, it's going to get better.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
okay.
basically right in front of the pet, they
Yeah.
might have gotten, they were around the pet store.
Someplace between there
Supply
and
store.
the Big Cheese
early
was where
today.
I noticed it, yeah.
Revenues for water and sewer. Water total for the month of October was $43,239.12. Sewer total revenue is $36,105.97 for a grand total of $79,345.09. Bookkeeping review is, things are looking pretty much better in there than they had, because it's been a really a year of a lot of turmoil in that transition. In that Doris Fleming,
Feels like turmoil.
a long-time 34-year employee, Doris Fleming, had left earlier this year, so there was a transition where Kimberly Cole was taking on the full responsibilities. Doris was coming in for a couple times a week for a little help. And then also Donna Fong was hired several months ago, and Kimberly reports that Donna is working out really wonderfully. It's helping the office, and they're really getting up to speed. She feels caught up, she said. And also Victoria Winecoop of Van Nostrand and Houlihan, our accountant consultants service, have been stopping in once a week to do some skills and methods, kind of common practices with Kim, and they do it in person, and that's been really efficient to do it that way rather than on the phone or through shared online. It's much more effective that way. Donna Fong, the part-timer, is she'll be out for almost a month, and Doris is also not in very much right now and maybe not as available going forward, so Kimberly does have some pressure. She's got a lot of work. Planning board, we met in October. We're meeting tomorrow night here at 7 p.m. There is a public hearing on a project on Route 32, the TLK Portable Toilet Rental Site, Porta Potty Site Plan Review Application. Public hearing tomorrow at 7 p.m. And that is a little kind of little fenced-in area and storage of portalets for pickup and drop-off, but no hosing, no anything there. And that is It is adjacent to Lincoln Insurance. I don't have the Route 32 address.
But it's up in Maple.
It is, nope,
No.
nope, it's between, you know where Arkansas Tom's
Oh, yeah.
Barbecue is?
That's where the
That's,
storage
uh,
units
I
are.
didn't.
Right, between
Yeah, I know
Lincoln
that.
Insurance and that storage unit, there are a couple parcels there.
Right.
And so one of them is this proposed site plan for storage in a little fenced-in corral of these porta potties. They actually get serviced in Albany. So when it's full, TMI here, but when it's full, it goes up to Albany, it gets all sanitary hosed out.
These are clean ones.
You're right, and it comes back clean, but that's.
Let's make that clear, next to
Yeah.
poor Arkansas
You-
Tom.
You can't just pour them out.
To go to Arkansas to get clean.
So, any comments on that? That's the public hearing tomorrow night. The other thing, let's see, what's state status, the lot line adjustment of Ritter Shad Common Properties line adjustment. They are still submitting their application, and that they expect to do so tomorrow. It's on the agenda, and that is to take a tiny lot that doesn't conform, steal some, agree to change the line. Lot line adjustment to get both parcels up to compliant size. That'll be discussed tomorrow at the meeting. A little bit quiet in the planning board right now, actually. Building department. Oh, and then, I'm sorry, the planning department revenues were $50 for the month of October. The building department revenues for the month of October were $3,208. 12 new building permits issued. It's been a really busy, almost 2 years at the building department, very busy. Nick Woolson, the newish building inspector, been there 7 months or so, 8 months. He's increasingly getting up to speed. There's a lot to learn. He's been in training. He's going into training again. It's 3 days training. Town in New York starts with a C. It's not Corning, but it's like that. And he won't stay over. He'll come home at night, so it's commutable distance. And it's next week, I think it is.
Was there any, especially the code?
Oh, yeah, get into that. Also, our new part-time code enforcement officer, Joe Pozowinski, is working along swimmingly. He's enthusiastic and kind of likes the job, I'd say. Also, Tom Fiore, the longtime building inspector, is in for consulting and part-time hours, which has been very helpful to both the new inspector, Nick, and to the new CEO, Joe. Dave Massimi is still in there, also part-time. Recent Justice Clerk is helping all of them get coordinated. Yeah, she's now the institutional memory of the department, other than Tom. But I'm working with Nick, and also I got you signed on to this thing that we mentioned, the NYSERDA Clean Energy Community Programs. So we're on their list, and they'll be contacting us to set up a joint meeting with Nick, the building inspector. The building department, pardon?
That's additional training?
Yeah, it's this program where you can get grant money if you go through this kind of program to be designated a clean energy community by doing 4 out of 10 steps. You choose 4 out of 10 steps that are appropriate for your municipality and complete those steps. You can get up to $250,000 and also have a nice shiny designation.
100,000, but it's still a lot of money.
250,000.
No, 100,000.
Oh, it says right on the thing, 250,000.
Only if you're a city with over
100,000, okay.
40,000. 100,000 is still
Still
nothing.
sounds
to
good.
turn your
I
nose
just-
up.
Sounds good.
250, we could get
All
that.
right, I just read quickly then.
That's
Also, I did talk to Lori Miffin at the Association of Towns today about a code enforcement question. She's an expert counselor. I'm sure you guys have talked to her before, but she is also free.
Yep.
Free phone call, so it doesn't cost us.
For the town.
Clock money. Okay, I think that's it for me.
Councilman Metzger.
Okay, so the Youth Commission had a really successful, well, the youth program, I should say, had a really successful Halloween party the Saturday before Halloween. About 50 or so really enthusiastic kids attended. You think it's more? Benny thinks more. Maybe that was a conservative. 50, somewhere between 50 and 1,000 were there. And,
around 100, I
yeah.
think, personally.
I saw some
Okay.
pictures.
Well,
It was
Yes.
So, but it was, and they were kind of dispersed because some were at the youth center, which was, fixed up as a haunted house, and then there were activities at the rec center. Benny was there volunteering, and Tara, well, of course, Matt was there from the crack of dawn doing everything. And
With the
Erica.
migraine. He had a migraine.
And he had a migraine. It was a tough day for him, but he did swimmingly, to use John's words. Yes, I think Benny and I had a lot of fun doing the bobbing for donuts. It was really great. But anyway, it was really sweet, and that's going to be, an annual event. And they decided that was a good day to do it. Just make it a tradition of the Saturday before Halloween. There is the upcoming, the annual pool tournament, which the youth programs have done since the dawn of Rosendale youth programs, is coming up. Let's see. Oh boy, do I still have the date for that? I'm gonna have to look around for the date for that. But you should contact, or your kids should contact the youth center if they want to sign up, and also the staff will, if the kids want some cool tips and lessons, they can come down anytime and get them. And then the Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend, the youth director is going to lead a hike. So you can call the youth center and sign up for that. It's a family hike, help burn off those Thanksgiving calories. We're going to be talking about, we're going to be acting on a resignation, but we will be looking for a new rec aide at the youth center, which is a 20-hour a week. Isn't that right, Dean? Got 20 hours?
It's up to 20 hours, so
Up to
it could
20.
be, I don't know what he had that person scheduled
Okay.
at, so maybe 15. or something like that.
Part-time or more than part-time position, but if
No,
anyone.
less than half.
Or
less than half.
This is glass half full. Yeah,
20
less than
20
half.
hours or less is
Right.
considered less than half.
Yeah. So anyone interested is encouraged to apply after we act on this presentation. Okay, the rec commission.
Oh, wait, one more thing about the youth center.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to say that once I was here and I was saying, we need snack.
Yeah.
So the food pantry has been wonderful, even giving Matt eggs, he's been boiling them, and now Yuval has just jumped on board, and he's making sure they get cheese every week.
Oh, that
So our
is great.
town is really helping out.
That is great.
They really
Well,
are,
thanks
so.
to the food pantry and thanks to
And to
Yuval,
Yuval.
that's really
Mhm.
great. Thanks, Barbara. And I did find the date of the pool tournament. It's Wednesday, November 23rd. The rec commission, okay, sorry, I'll just tell you, you took in $844.17 last month. The rec commission, Billy Ligon presented the Pickle Fest site plan, and the rec commission was fine with it. Gave their approval for us to give it. We did a conditional approval, so we're all set.
One of the checklists.
Yes, one check. The commission also approved a bi-weekly schedule for the winter farmers market, which is really great. So I think they're planning to do it the or second and fourth, I'm not sure.
Is that
We're
more
gonna have
than
to
it
find
used to be?
out.
It used to be once a month, right?
It used to be once a month, and I actually, it's really a great market. It's really fantastic. It sort of has its own following independent of the summer market, but I think the more regular schedule will also help people remember. It's hard to remember once a month, so.
Is it just twice a month, or is it like every other week?
Twice, it's
Twice a month.
twice a month.
So is it?
I think they decided on the second and fourth
I think it's second
Sunday.
and fourth except for December because the fourth is going to be.
Right, they're taking, right,
Yeah.
and right, taking November off too. Yeah. No market this month. Also regarding rec fees, we're gonna take this up tonight, but the rec commission recommended adding a $500 surcharge for weddings. Currently, it has been the low price of $180, which is low by many thousands. So this bump up is completely reasonable. Finally, Tara gave a presentation on a new proposal from the Rondout Little League to use grant funding to improve the existing softball field at the rec center, and the rec commission offered their support of the concept. So, dog control. Sorry. That's all I know.
The concept?
The concept of, yeah. I think they need more. I think they were leaving. It's up to us to do any whatever review that she did for them.
We're setting up a meeting too.
We're setting up a meeting, that's why I don't
That
want
was
to
the
too much
sideline.
into.
Oh, I'm not going into any more detail. It was just a summary. That's all she
Neither are
did,
we.
is give a summary. I mean, I don't have any more details than what she
This is
gave.
supposed to.
Okay, okay, well, great. I mean, they recognized it was gonna have to go through some process with us. So the dog control, we still have 4 dogs to adopt out, 4 wonderful dogs. And we're also looking for volunteers to serve on our new adoption committee, to assist with the town's efforts to adopt out those dogs. So if you know any dog lovers who would like to help with that process, please let us know. And then, actually, let me do some, I skipped over the rec monies, but the dog control took in $95, and the rec commission took in $3,533.05, and the police took in $30. And I just want to finish up just on finding Rosendale. When we were during the budget hearing, we referenced this last week, but I just wanted to say that town did receive a $10,000 matching grant from the Hudson River Greenway Conservancy to develop wayfinding signage to basically implement phase 1 of our wayfinding plan, Finding Rosendale plan, and that signage is going to help tremendously. Part of the signage is going to be on the rail trail itself, directing people into town to the many amenities we offer here that they can't see from the rail trail, but would love, if they knew about it, would love to
Well, they
come
ask
into
us in
town.
our yard all the time, and we're
Right,
like,
so
go that
it's going to
way."
help local businesses a lot. And the other signage need that's being addressed is directing people traveling here by car, trying to access the trestle on the trail where they should park, because that's caused huge problems. So that was a huge benefit. It's a matching grant. I just wanted to thank Megan Sperry publicly of the Economic Development Commission, because she worked hard with us on the grant, and Jean for helping with the budget. We sat there and like figuring out the numbers, and also the Wallkill Valley Land Trust and Wallkill Valley Rail Trail Association, which both supported the grant, and the Wallkill Valley Land Trust will be contributing toward the match. So just want to call that out.
They haven't given us a letter yet, right?
Not yet.
We should
Would you
answer
get that from them?
Any of these signs,
Yes.
some of what's
Yes.
going to happen?
Yeah,
It'll
so.
be all in that, it'll be that
Right.
style.
Right. So we'll see what we can get with the 10,000, but
20,000.
right, 20,000, right, altogether. But a parking lot sign, I don't know if you all, at the Binnawater parking lot, it just has a bag of a sign.
It's the
Sign bag.
cardboard version of that.
Right, so we'll get a real one,
Yeah.
and then the directional signage, a lot of it is wayfinding directional signage, so we'll look like the third one from the left, or the second one from
Well,
the
we'll have
left.
to sit down and figure out which are the priority signs, you know, like maybe, like, we always talk about that spot by the trestle, where people don't know that there's no parking on that side, they tell them to go around the other way, and that kind of. So we'll have to
Right.
figure out which are our priorities.
Right.
And then kind of like identify them, and we'll have to go out to bid for at least, for $20,000, we'll have to do.
Yeah, RFP. Yeah, so they'll, and we have to develop the sign content, you know, what the sign's gonna say, exactly
Well, we
where they're
still
gonna
haven't come
be.
up, we
Yeah.
did do a little contest for that
Oh,
statement. at
for the
bottom.
tagline.
Tagline.
For the town.
I don't know if we've really decided on that, but that has to be finalized, that what our tagline is gonna be.
Yeah, that's true. That's about it. John started, we'll talk about the benchmarking and that's
And, financial report, so just, you guys have some, maybe I'm gonna meet with you tomorrow and give you a clean copy of this, because I had to black out some of this stuff. So, in capital money, for sewer, $42.83, capital reserve, $243.31, capital reserve highway, $1,341.42, capital reserve rec, $792.43, cemetery fund, $420.26, general fund, $541,969.63, highway fund, $373,254.91, lighting district, $9,663.03, pool account, $222,086.02, rec subdivision, $6,423.57. RMC account, $45,181.36. Sewer fund, $102,735.68. Solar account, $14,025.69. Escrow, $17,853.73. And youth program, $9,794.84. So I'm going to do some appointments and resignations. Before I start with the list on the agenda, just want to point out that last week we did accept the resignation from Stacy Lipari, who was our town council. She's no longer able to serve on the board, and the town board will be actively looking for someone to replace her, and hopefully make a decision sometime in December, maybe the second week of December. I have a motion to appoint Brian Caserto to the Dog Adoption Committee for a term that ends 12/31/19.
I'll second that.
And I'm just waiting for one more from Carl Cox. He's going to try to come up.
Oh, he wants to do it? That's
Yeah,
nice.
Tuesday, but we were close.
Okay, so what I'm doing for this one is I'm making this the 3-year term, and then the next person will be a 2-year term, and then the next person will be a 1-year term, and then it will rotate. you know.
Okay. Roll vote, Councilman Hughes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger?
Yes,
Councilman Kuzlowski?
Yes.
yes, but Carl talked now, he's for the economic development.
Oh,
Oh,
economic
switch.
development.
That's
She said
what
dog
he
control.
told, that's what I
I'll have to
heard.
double check.
It's economic development.
Oh, okay.
That could be it too. I could do this
Well,
one.
how
Well,
many,
get
It's
him to
not,
take
it's
some,
not dark.
get him to
Oh,
take some
she said
headshots of the
dogs.
dogs, though. That'll help.
how many
He's the
openings do we
photographer.
have in that?
There is
Amazon?
one vacancy.
One vacancy?
Yeah.
Did we complete our roll call?
No.
Brian?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry,
A motion to appoint Michael Camargo to the Zoning Board of Appeals. Do you know what the term ending is on that?
No, we'll find out. It's in
All
my
right,
chart.
to replace the to fill the term as vacated.
Yeah, David Summer.
Yeah, but I don't remember when it's ends.
Finish out David Summer.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Rosowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. A motion to accept the resignation of Kyle Carella effective 10/19/16.
I second that. With regret.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Rosowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. And we're going to make Salvatore Baronato is, right now, he is our deputy dog warden, and he's interested in being a per diem laborer to help with the transfer station, so I'd like to make a motion to hire Salvatore Baronato as, actually, I guess it should be to, he's already hired, so to,
It's a different
It's a
position.
different job, though.
yeah, to hire Salvatore Bernardo as per diem laborer.
I'll second. He was helping out this past weekend, wonderful, picking it up very quickly, and works very well because he's there typically on Saturday for the dogs anyway, so.
That works out great.
Can you tell me what's the statement on it? Fifth? Yeah. Can we make it effective 11/5, please?
Roll call, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Rosowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes.
Number 6.
Thank you. I have two small changes to the budget. On the first page, front page, under unexpended balance for sewer, $3,318. That was the balance that was left for the bond, the tax money for the bond. So that's why it's being added in there.
So I have the number again.
$3,318.
Okay. Thank you.
And last week, we had said we would change the transfer station .1, refuse garbage 8160.1 to 50,000, but we're going to keep it at 53,000.
That gives the
That's page 5.
elasticity needed for the south.
Yes, just for fill-in, vacations, that kind of stuff. And just the unknown factor.
Yeah.
We just need to have that.
Cushion.
Resolution 11, 2016-6, adoption of 2016 budget. Where, 2017 budget, excuse me, would be helpful. Whereas a duly publicized public hearing regarding the town of Rosendale 2017 preliminary budget was held on November 2nd, 2016. And whereas the town of Rosendale must fund the cost of increased health care, bond payments, improving facilities, state mandated salary increases, etc. And whereas the governor of the state of New York has requested the towns keep their budget under 2% of the cost of living at 0.68%. And whereas the town board has decided adhering to the 0.68 will put the town under fiscal stress. Now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Rosendale, Ulster County is hereby authorized to adopt the budget of the fiscal year 2017.
I'll second that.
Hold on, I'm not done. Be it further resolved that said budget as amended after such public hearing, a copy of which is attached here to made a part hereof, is adopted by the town board of the town of Rosendale as the official 2017 budget of the town of Rosendale. Actually, I just want to add, I'm going to add one more whereas, and whereas the town board passed a resolution to override the tax cap. Yeah, you can say.
want to second it, and I want to thank the supervisor and Jill for all of their hard work on it. It was a
Thank you.
huge achievement.
Huge,
Yeah.
monumental.
I was just showing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You missed the stack, they were showing the resident.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes.
I was gonna just write in my name.
All right, resolution amending the fee schedule for the recreation center rentals, 11/2016/7. Whereas the Recreation Commission of the Town of Rosendale has proposed amending the fee schedule for the Town of Rosendale, adding an additional surcharge fee of $500 for the rental of the recreation center for weddings. And whereas the Town Board of the Town of Rosendale recognizes the need to amend the fee schedule to address the increased expenses. Now therefore be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Rosendale adopts the proposed fee schedule to be effective December 1st, 2016.
Second thought.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. Resolution amending the building department fee schedule. Resolution 11/2016/8. Whereas the building inspector for the town of Rosendale has proposed amending the fee schedule for the town of Rosendale, a copy of which is next to your 2, made a part hereof. And whereas the town board of the town of Rosendale recognizes the need to amend the fee schedule to address increased expenses as well as the time constraints associated with implementing the permits involved in the fee schedule. Now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale adopts the proposed fee schedule to be effective December 1st, 2016.
Second.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. Resolution 11/2016, is that 9? Yes. Amending the fee schedule for the Rosendale Transfer Station. Whereas the town of Rosendale has proposed amending the fee schedule for the town of Rosendale Transfer Station, a copy of which is annexed here 2, made a part hereof. And whereas the town board of the town of Rosendale recognizes the need to amend the fee schedule to include a yearly permit for non-residents of $60 to address the need for out-of-town usage of the transfer station. Now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale adopts the proposed fee schedule to be effective December 1st, 2016.
Second.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. Resolution 11/2016-10. Amending the fee schedule for the planning board, whereas the planning board for the town of Rosendale has proposed amending the fee schedule for the town of Rosendale, a copy of which is annexed here 2, made a part hereof. And whereas the town board of the town of Rosendale recognizes the need to amend the fee schedule to address the increased expenses as well as the time constraints associated with implementing the permits involved in the fee schedule. Now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale adopts the proposed fee schedule to be effective December 1st, 2016. Be further resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale authorizes the planning board clerk to collect escrow for each applicant to cover the cost of advertising, mailings, and any additional costs not represented in the attached fee schedule.
Second.
And just to be clear, that's really the changes that we're going to get in the workshop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. Resolution 11/2016, 11? Yes. Amending the fee schedule for the zoning board, whereas the zoning board of the town of Rosendale has proposed amending the fee schedule for the town of Rosendale, a copy of which is annexed here 2, made a part hereof. And whereas the town board of the town of Rosendale recognized the need to amend the fee schedule to address increased expenses as well as the time constraints associated with implementing the permits involved in the fee schedule. Now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale adopts the proposed fee schedule to be effective December 1st, 2016. I'm going to add this one on the zoning board also. Be it further resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale authorizes the zoning board clerk to collect escrow for each applicant to cover the cost of advertising, mailings, and any additional costs not represented in the attached fee schedules.
Second.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. Resolution 11, 2016, 12, thank you. Why don't I remember those? I don't know. Change order number 6 for contract 3A Still Pond. Resolution Still Pond Water Treatment Plant, change order 6 for contract 3A. Whereas the town board of the town of Rosendale entered into an agreement with Barton LaJudas as the engineers and W.M. Schultz Construction as the contractor for the Still Pond Water Treatment Plant Improvement Project, contract 3A, general construction. And whereas Barton LaJudas had made recommendations for change order number 6 for contract 3A to address the removal and replacement of 2 additional chemical feed pumps and the removal and replacement of 2 additional turbidimeter assemblies. Now therefore resolve the town board of the town of Rosendale authorize the supervisor to sign change order number 6 to address the removal and replacement of 2 additional chemical feed pumps and removal and replacement of 2 additional turbidimeter assemblies.
Second.
This was Terry's recommendation too.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. And we have our delinquent water and sewer levies.
Made it into the warrant.
We have a little bit extra time. Just read this one. Okay. Resolution delinquent, 11/2016, 13 delinquent water and sewer levies. Be resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale hereby authorize that the 2016 delinquent payment list for all Rosendale water sewer districts and Height Falls Water District residents in the town of Rosendale shall be submitted to the county of Ulster for inclusion in the 2017 tax levy. And be further resolved, the town board, the town of Rosendale authorizes the water and sewer clerk to accept any payments received up till November 16, 26, and those accounts will be removed from the tax list.
Second that.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Kozlowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. Jen, before I do this resolution, I'm going to let you speak on this. Benchmarking.
Oh, yeah.
So, John had mentioned the NYSERDA Clean Energy Community Program that Rosendale we are participating in. And, we have to undertake at least four high-impact actions to be in the running for this funding, which, by the way, there's no match to it or anything. It's just a grant that you can put to whatever project you're looking, energy-related projects you are looking to accomplish. And the benchmarking resolution that we're considering tonight is one of those actions. And what it is essentially tracking the energy performance of the town's buildings for buildings that are over 1,000 square feet. So that would be this building, obviously, the rec center, the town garage, and the highway department building offices. It's pretty straightforward. There's already a benchmarking program, a computer program. The department heads that are responsible for the buildings, in collaboration with our town clerks who have access to all the utility bills, will be cooperating in putting these annual reports together and generating these reports, which we'll then post on the website. So the resolution basically says this is now a policy we'll be undertaking, and it's very helpful for tracking the town's energy use and energy costs, which are significant costs of municipal operations, and looking for ways to reduce those costs. about it. Does anyone have any questions?
I would just add, not only reduce the cost, but,
Energy use.
right, reduce energy use. It's good for
At
everything.
this time of climate.
I think it's
Crisis.
it also gives us an opportunity then to evaluate how to mitigate something. You know,
Absolutely.
if we see a
Right.
problem, we can
Right,
solve.
right. Yep, energy efficiency is definitely the best, the cheapest way to reduce carbon emissions, you know, in a way that benefits the user. So it's exciting to be participating in the program after we're doing that.
This is a long resolution.
I was just looking at that, it's like 3
Ooh,
pages.
it is long.
Do you need
feel
any,
like you need-
you
No,
want a
no,
spare
it's fine.
reader?
I'll wing it.
Read it in the round.
Huh?
Read it in the round.
I'm not gonna
Each
make it here,
take
we'll
a
be
whereas.
on the store.
We could take
Yeah,
turns.
well, I'll happily.
All right, I'll let you know. Resolution 11, 2016-14, resolution adopting energy benchmarking policy requirements for certain municipal buildings in town of Rosendale. Whereas buildings are the single largest user of energy in the state of New York, and the poorest performing buildings typically use several times the energy of the highest performing buildings for the exact same building use. And whereas this local policy will use building energy benchmarking to promote public health, safety, and welfare by making available good, actionable information on municipal building energy to use to help identify opportunities to cut costs and reduce pollution from the town of Rosendale. And whereas collecting, reporting, and sharing building energy benchmarking data on a regular basis allows municipal officials and the public to understand the energy performance of municipal buildings relative to similar buildings nationwide. And whereas equipment with this information of the town of Rosendale will be able to make smarter, more cost-effective operational and capital investment decisions, reward efficiency, and drive widespread continuous improvements. And whereas the following definitions will apply. A, benchmarking information shall mean information generated by portfolio manager is herein defined, including description information about the physical building and its operational characteristics. B, building energy benchmarking shall mean the process of measuring the building's energy use, tracking that use over time, and comparing performance to similar buildings. C, the town clerk shall mean the head of the department. D, covered municipal building shall mean a building or facility that's owned or occupied by the town of Rosendale that is 1,000 square feet or larger in size. E, department shall mean the town clerk's office. F, energy shall mean electricity, natural gas, steam, hot or chilled water, fuel oil, other products for use in a building or renewable on-site electricity generation for purpose of providing heating, cooling, lighting, water, heating, or for powering or fueling other end uses in the building and related facilities as reflected in utility bills or other documentation of actual energy use. G, energy performance score shall mean the numeric rating generated by a portfolio manager that compares the energy usage of buildings to that of similar buildings. H, energy use intensity, EUI, shall mean the KBTUs 1,000 British thermal units used per square foot of gross floor area. F, gross floor area shall mean the total number of enclosed square feet measured between the exterior surface of fixed walls within a structure used or intended for supporting or sheltering any use or occupancy. J, portfolio manager shall mean Energy Star Portfolio Manager, the internet-based tool developed, maintained by the United States Environmental Protection Agency to track and assess the relative energy performance of buildings nationwide for successor. Utility shall mean an entity that describes and sells energy to covered municipal buildings. I, whether normalized site EUI shall mean the amount of energy that would have been used by a property under 30-year average temperatures, accounting for the difference between average temperatures and the yearly fluctuations. Whereas this local policy is applicable to all covered municipal buildings as defined in item 5H1 above of this local policy, and whereas the town clerk may exempt a particular covered municipal building from the benchmarking requirement, the town clerk determines that it has characteristics that make benchmarking impractical. And whereas no later than December 31st, 2016, and no later than May 1st every year thereafter, the town clerk or his or her designee shall enter into portfolio manager the total energy consumed by each covered municipal building, along with all other descriptive information required by the portfolio manager for the previous calendar year. And whereas for new covered buildings, municipal buildings that have not accumulated 12 months of energy use data by the first applicable date following occupancy for inputting energy use into the portfolio, the town clerk or his or her designee shall begin inputting data in the following year. And whereas the department shall make available to the public on the internet benchmarking information for the previous calendar year. A, no later than December 31st, 2016, and by September 1st of each year thereafter for covered municipal buildings. Whereas the department shall make available to the public on the internet and update at least annually the following benchmarking information A, summary statistics on energy consumption for covered municipal buildings derived from aggregation of benchmarking information, and B, for each covered municipality building individually, I, the status of compliance with requirements of this local policy, and I'm calling that 2I. The build, the building address, primary use type, and gross floor area, and III, 3. I know, but it's not a real 3.
Right.
Annual summary statistics, including the EUI, weather net normalized source EUI, annual GHG emissions and energy performance score where available.
Greenhouse
And
gas.
4, comparison of the annual summary statistics are required by this local policy across calendar years for all years since annual reporting of this local policy from required for said building. And whereas the department shall maintain records as necessary for carrying out the purpose of this local policy, including but not limited to the energy bills and other documents received from tenants and or utilities. Such records shall be preserved by the department for a period of 3 years. Whereas the town clerk or his or her designee shall be the administrator of this local policy, whereas the administrator of this local policy may promulgate procedures necessary for the administration of the requirements of the local policy, and therefore resolve that within 30 days of each anniversary date of the effective date of this local policy, the administrator of the benchmarking policy shall submit a report to the town board of the town of Rosendale, including but not limited to summary statistics on energy consumption for covered municipal buildings derived from aggregation of benchmarking information. The list of all covered municipal buildings identify each covered municipal building the town clerk determined to be exempt from the benchmarking requirement, and the reason for the exemption and the status of compliance and the requirements of this local policy. And be further resolved that this local policy shall be effective immediately upon adoption of the town board of the town of Rosendale. And a copy of this resolution shall be provided to the town clerk.
I'll second.
Can you repeat that, Chief?
Yeah. No problem.
Paragraph 3.
No problem.
I.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Brzezowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh, yes.
How about you, Mandy? What do you vote?
I need someone to explain
You
that.
don't
I
get
was
it.
gonna
Okay, so Jen, I'm gonna make you the
Yes.
benchmarking liaison.
I'm going to sit down with everyone
Officially.
and go through this.
Well, I already knew about getting everything together.
Yeah.
I do
And I'm
know
going
that.
to sit down with all the, I've already started talking to all the building department heads, and Steve is really, he's already tracking this just
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is not going to
Yeah, I
be
think
too difficult.
Ultimately,
but
when we talk through this is gonna be just one slight
once
more
you set
thing
it up,
each month.
it's very routine.
And I think,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys already set up your charts, right? So
Yeah.
they've already done that
Yeah.
already.
Yeah,
And
well,
I can actually,
but I
you
didn't know
can-
when I start, like.
Well, it looks like they would like something for
December
December
31st.
December 30th, by the end of this
Right.
month.
For the whole year of this.
Well, that's what I'm not sure
Yeah.
about. That's, when I'm reading,
For
I'm
the year.
not sure. The
It's,
whole year.
it's easier the way we do the vouchers now.
yeah, for the year, but you can also, you can consolidate all of our central Hudson accounts and get one summary, so you guys aren't adding them up
Well, the
for each
computer-
building. Okay,
So
I
is,
mean, whatever, if you want to
If we're
skip a
doing
step,
that
so is
and
this something that she needs to do too? as part of
that's
it?
going to be done by the building, that's a worksheet for the building department.
So one of these has to go to each of the
Yeah,
buildings. Did you
yeah,
get one
so
of
that,
these?
so what this will do is they'll,
Should be on the back
each,
of your resolution.
each building manager will use that worksheet. That worksheet just helps them figure out the information they need. And they'll
And-
set up the benchmarking account that you will input the information.
No, but who's gonna, it's still gonna get done by Mandy in her office, so we wanna be careful that it's not 10 different people doing the job.
You have to do 4 different, you have to.
No, but it's still gonna be done through her, because otherwise it's too disjointed, it's too confusing. So if Steve, you can hand this to Steve, he fills it out, he brings it back to Mandy,
I input it.
huh?
Right, that's,
Yeah.
that's okay, but
Or-
you might have to consult with them, because there'll be questions on the,
Right.
on there
I mean,
that they will know.
She can have the building manager or the department head gather the information, but then it's a joint effort to get it in,
Right.
uploaded. I don't wanna have,
Yeah,
this
I
guy
think it
is
would probably be
up-
easiest for them to just